and there was so much blood, and there was like skin, and it was all prosthetics, but so much stuff was exposed that I literally had to sit down in between the scenes to take a break because it was literally making me nauseous.
RJ here, hanging out at the Young Hollywood studio, and this time we've got a triple threat for you. The one and only Kat Graham, singer, actress, dancer. That's a lot that you got going on right now.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries.
The fan base is insane. And we had Ian in the studio not that long ago, and it was just crazy, all the fans and all the comments on that. What's it like having a following of a show that's just so insane?
It's amazing. You know, you don't feel the magnitude necessarily in Georgia where we shoot, but you definitely feel it when we're like home in LA and like the pops and all that.
So now that you're in Georgia all the time doing the show, what are some of your secret hot spots that you found while you're there? Where are the
I
places
can't
you
tell
gotta
you
hit up?
because we only hang out together as a cast really, so I can't give up all our spots, but we're all kind of foodies, so we like to go to like cool food places.
And what kind of food? What are they known for out there?
Well, they're known for like Southern cuisine and like making it nice and fancy and stuff, but I just became vegan, so I'm kind of not really
going
out that much.
That sucks. All the great food, and you
All the
can't
great
do
food.
it.
I don't know. I might have to swap to vegetarian.
Wait, what made you become vegan? How did you suddenly decide, all right, I'm going to do this?
I accidentally saw a Courtney Stodden PETA video. I was on some site and I thought it was going to be a funny, like, haha, spoof, whatever. And I ended up watching it, and by the end, I was just like totally in tears that I could never touch meat again.
Now, is it gonna last, you think, though? Is
yeah,
this sort of
I'm never gonna eat meat again.
So you're done for good?
I'm done. So it's kind of weird being this kind of vegetarian vegan on a vampire show where it's all like this kind of cannibalistic, eating each other, crazy, lots of blood. I had this one scene where somebody gets bitten, somebody bites somebody else, and there was so much blood, and there was like skin, and it was all prosthetics, but so much stuff was exposed that I literally had to sit down in between the scenes to take a break because it was literally making me nauseous.
I have people who can find people. I can bring her back to you. Or if you choose, I can just bring parts of her back. Isn't it obvious that I'm just going to continue to hurt the people you love until you do the spell? Now, I know it's in the grimoire, and I know it requires the blood of my siblings. So, here we are. Elijah, Rebecca, Cole, and Finn.
What's been the craziest thing that you had to actually do on the show?
I'm not much of a swimmer. But we had to do this scene. It's still one of my favorite episodes to shoot, but I had to dive underwater and rescue Zach Rohrig, who plays Matt on the show, and undo a belt. He was in the deep end and he had this belt, and it was like these fake weights attached to it. But they would literally give him his air, and I had to wait for the water to settle, and they'd be like, okay, action. And I had to dive into the deep end with my eyes open and undo this belt and lift him up. Mind you, I'm very small. People think I'm tall, I don't know why, but I'm only 5'4". So I kept floating to the top.
Oh, wow.
And I was like struggling against everything, and then I pulled him up, but it was like terrifying. Yeah. Michael Narducci had this idea of this show. He's an amazing writer. He's one of the writers of the show. He's one of my favorites. And he had this vision of it being all in one take. So I refused to like have the stunt girl do it, and I get really intense on the show. So we did it all in like one take, and it was
that's
intense.
Pretty insane. People think it's so easy, the life of an actor or actress, and look at the stuff you gotta go through.
Yeah, it's fun, but Vampire Diaries is a very intense show to be on. I mean, emotionally, physically, a lot of us do our own stunts, and one scene like last season where I did this trick where I was making fire with my hands. They literally put like a little piece of, it wasn't coal, it was like this flammable thing, and they lit both of my hands on fire. And I had to go like this and put it out. So like, we're really doing it. You know, we don't use that much special effects.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty intense.
It was really intense. I've gotten over a lot of my fears on that show, which is cool.
Well, thank you for coming in. There you go.
This has been great. Thank
fun,
you guys
right?
for having me.